What's going on, guys? My name is Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today, we're going to be reacting to the top 10 British insults. Rude, creative, and very funny. You know, when I think about the British people, one of the stereotypes that definitely comes to mind is the fact that you guys have really creative insults. And I'm also under the impression that you don't just insult people you don't like, but you actually may insult your friends and family members even more than the people you don't like. It's almost like insulting someone is a way to show you care or you like them in British culture. You know, I might be wrong on that, but that's just kind of the impression I've got from videos I've seen and from comments and things like that. Please let me know in the comments if that's accurate. But anyways, guys, I'm not really sure what to expect here. So let's just go ahead and dive in and learn what the top 10 British insults are.
Yes, Eastleigh Dreamers, welcome back to another lesson with me, Tom. Today we're looking at the top 10 most creative British insults. So that if you want to call someone stupid or say that they're ugly in a really imaginative way, this is the video for you. Let's get going. Number 10, no oil painting. No oil painting. This is a great way to say that someone is ugly, okay? Because oil paintings, they're quite beautiful, right? But if you're saying someone is not an oil painting, then they're not beautiful, so they must be ugly. Look, mate, let's be honest. Your ex was nice, but she was not oil painting, was she? Ow!
Oh!
That stings. That hurts.
Oh!
But there's more. One of my favourites, to have a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. To have a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp.
Have a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. Man, that is like the longest insult I think I've ever heard. You have a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. Oh, man. Okay. I'll give it to, I'll say that's definitely a creative one. But man, that's a mouthful. That's too long of an insult, man. You know, the first one was definitely just more straightforward. That one's just like, whew, that one just takes a moment.
Again, this means that someone is ugly, right? Imagine a bulldog trying to chew a wasp. It's not very beautiful, right? Don't get me wrong, right? You're a good looking guy, but in the morning, sometimes your face does look like a bulldog chewing a wasp.
Okay, I can see a little bit more how now that he said it in a sentence. I can see it's not quite as over the top long as it seemed like, but yeah.
Just saying. Now, if you said that to someone, they'd be pretty insulted. Okay, it's not terribly rude. You're not using any swear words, but
right.
It's a very creative way to say that someone is ugly. Now, there are variations of this. You could say you have a face like the back end of a bus. That's another nice one. You have a face like the back end of a bus. You don't. I'm not saying that you do. You're beautiful.
I like that one better. I like that one better than the bulldog for some reason. I don't know why. And it's like, I mean, at the back end of a bus, ugly. Well, it's usually dirty because of the. Well, I guess it depends on where the tailpipe is on the bus. Maybe it's in the UK. Are the buses tailpipes on the back, or are they coming out the top? I don't know, but that one I like better. It's just, I don't know why that's more funny to me, but it is.
Beautiful, don't get me wrong, but you can say it to someone else. Another variation is you have a face like a slapped ass. You have a face like a slapped ass. Use those with caution. Now, all 10 of these insults come from my brand new book. It's a guide to British English, and it's going to be out really, really soon. As soon as it's out, in fact, I'm going to put a link in the description below, so keep your eyes open. Okay, the next one, a big girl's blouse. Now, what's the meaning? Well, it would be directed towards a man who you think is weak and cowardly, and maybe doesn't have a high threshold for pain. Now, in this day and age, there are questions about, is this an acceptable phrase to use? Is it sexist? Because it's a phrase that's linking weakness and cowardice with a female item of clothing. And so perhaps it's time for us to stop using this phrase. So now I'm really intrigued to know what you guys...
Oh, come on. It's just an insult. Like, yeah. I don't get it though. I don't get what is the... I don't get the connection here. Is a blouse weak? I don't really get the connection. Maybe I don't know anything about blouses really, so I don't really understand.
Let's think about this phrase. Is this just a fun, playful phrase? It's quite creative. Or is it a phrase that perhaps is a little bit sexist and a little bit old-fashioned? Is it a phrase that perhaps we should stop using? So I would love your opinions on this.
I can say my wife wouldn't care. She would just laugh. It wouldn't be a big deal. So I mean, I wouldn't think it would be that big of a deal. But I still don't get the connection. Maybe someone can explain that one to me. I mean, like, what does a girl's blouse have to do with being weak or cowardly? Because I mean, you're not really talking about the woman or the girl who's wearing the blouse. You're talking about the blouse itself, right? So like, yeah, I mean, I'm overthinking this and overanalyzing this, obviously, but I'm just trying to connect the meaning behind those. I don't really see that one.
In the comments below. Okay, so an example sentence, maybe it's a winter's morning, it's really cold, and you're like, oh, I don't want to go and play football. And your mate says, come on, Tom, you big girl's blouse. Let's play some football. I guess a synonym would be wimp, a wimp. So perhaps just use the word wimp if you don't.
I don't get the connection, but I like it in the insult sentence. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was it rolled off the tongue in the way he said that in a way.
Feel comfortable using this word. 2 sandwiches short of a picnic. That means that someone is a little bit crazy. They're not all together with it in their mind. Now, I love this phrase in the sense that it's very cultural, right? Because sandwiches, it's the food that we eat. We love sandwiches and we go for picnics. That's a very British thing. So if you're 2 sandwiches short of a picnic, it's not all there, right? It's incomplete. And maybe the person is a little bit crazy.
Is that true? Are picnics really a big thing with British people? I've gone on a picnic, occasionally in my life, but it's definitely, I don't really think it's something that I ever really hear people talk about. And I don't, I go to the park. I don't really see many people there having a picnic. I mean, it's just not generally something that I don't really remember the last time I went on a picnic. I'm just curious. Is that something that is a very British thing to do?
Now, I'd love to know in your language, what would that be? It might not be 2 sandwiches short of a picnic. It might be 2 other things, maybe food items that are more common in your culture. So let me know in the comments below. Instead of 2 sandwiches short of a picnic, what would you say? Wait, come here. I swear, our boss is 2 sandwiches short of a picnic. Mental, mate. Now, a similar phrase.
Oh, that reminds me. I was thinking, why did that remind me of something? I'm thinking of, if you've never seen that clip of Gordon Ramsay, was it? I can't remember what show it was. Which of his shows was that? But anyway, he put the 2. There was the 2 sandwich pieces of bread, and it's basically a viral meme at this point. Where take a slice of bread on each side and put it on either side of someone's head, and they say they're an idiot sandwich. I don't know why that stuck in my head so much, but I remember for a while back, it was like you couldn't go anywhere like on social media without seeing that meme pop up. It was just everywhere.
To this,
not a tool,
not the sharpest tool.
We have that one, not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Someone's a little bit dumb, a bit stupid. Okay, so maybe someone's just joined your company, and you're all talking about them, and you're like, "What do you think of Larry?" Larry, he's not the sharpest tool in the box, is he? Kind of mean.
We would say the shed, but
kind of
same thing.
Creative. So, yeah, we'll go with that one. We have 2 for 1. Okay, now we're talking here about England specifically. It's divided into the north and the south. Roughly, there is a line somewhere near Birmingham, and everything north of that is the north of England, and everything south of that is the south of England. Now, each has an insult for the other. So, in the south of England, people call the people from the north of England northern monkeys. In the north, they call the people from the south southern softies.
Southern
now,
softy.
both are offensive. I'm not telling you to use them.
Northern monkey.
Just raising your awareness, okay? So please don't go out there, start calling someone a southern softy or a northern monkey. You might offend someone.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, it's not, that's definitely not something that, like, if someone called me, I don't care where I was, they called me I don't know, a southern softy or a northern monkey. Like, I'm from the South, so if someone called me a southern softy, I would just laugh, be like, okay. It wouldn't be a big deal. I guess, I'm not someone who is insulted very easily. I generally speaking, if someone wants to insult me, more power to you, man. I mean, like, if you I think there's a difference between some, some lighthearted insults versus someone really being full on, like, being offensive about you specifically for no reason. Like, I don't know, like someone has a disability and someone making fun of their disability. That's a completely different thing than just some kind of generic insult. You know what I mean? Just like, you're from a different area. So like, you got a little insult for someone. I don't know. I don't have anything like that. I don't know if I'm trying to think, do we even have this type of thing in the US? I don't know. I'm sure we do. I mean, I know people in the South call people from the North Yankees, and I know in the UK, calling someone from America a Yank isn't always necessarily supposed to be meant as an insult. I don't think, but it's definitely taken as an insult in America, because it's, not over the top where someone's just going to be like cry and run away, but it's definitely not known as a positive statement, so to speak, but yeah.
But they're phrases that exist, right? I guess the link here is that Northern Monkey people think maybe people are stupid, and then in the South, and then people from the north of England think that people from the South are a bit soft, a bit weak, a bit wimpy in some respects. Dead from the neck up. Dead from the neck up. I think you can imagine what this means. Stupid, right? Dead from the neck up. So your brain, there's nothing there. There's not nothing going on. Mate, I swear, that guy in the canteen, dead from the neck up. Honestly, nothing. Dull and...
Dude, that might be the best one I've ever heard. Dead from the neck up. That is hilarious. That is literally the best insult. That is the best way to say someone's stupid than I think anything I've ever heard. That granted, here's the thing. I'm not someone. I generally don't go insult anybody. I'm just not someone who's into it. Although I can see these and appreciate them for what they are and the creativity and just the how hilarious some of these things are. I don't know. I don't really have any, like, I don't really have many people or many groups that I would consider myself in a group outside of, if you know what I mean. Like, I think to really feel, well, no, I take that back, because some of these things aren't really about a different group. They're about someone you think is stupid. And it could be your best buddy who's being an idiot for, doing something really stupid. Even though you love him as a friend, you could always use one of these insults, at certain times, just, as a laugh. So I can appreciate that, and I can get that. I do think it's kind of a different culture, though, where it's definitely, we don't have this type of thing. It's hard to explain, but I don't think we have this type of thing as much as people in the UK tend to. Like I was saying when I first started this video, like I do believe you guys have more creative insults because there's more of an insult culture. I think that's the perception I have, that it's, you're more likely to insult your best friend, as a, because you care about them, and it's just the way you just rib each other. And I think that's the case. Please let me know if that's the case. It seems like it is, but yeah.
Dishwater, or dull as ditchwater, depending on what you say. I usually say dishwater. Basically, it means really boring. If someone's really boring, you say, wow, he is dull as dishwater. Like, he is so boring. Hey, mate, what do you think about Kate's new boyfriend? Yeah. He's dull as dishwater, mate. I believe it's so boring. Oh, my God. Yeah, what? Yeah, coming. Oh, get back. Coming. Mad as a box of frogs.
Mad as a box of frogs.
You can imagine a box with lots of frogs in. They're going everywhere. They're jumping everywhere. They're kind of crazy. That's kind of what it means, right? Mad as a box of frogs. My old art teacher was mad as a box of frogs. You lot, all of you, you're as mad as a box of frogs. I have had it with you lot. Unbelievable. Now, what would that be in your language? Let me know. Is it mad as a different animal? You tell me.
I'm trying to think. It wouldn't be mad. It would be crazy as a... Actually, one here, I don't know why this is, but crazy as a $2 bill. That is definitely a saying I've heard on numerous occasions. You know, I don't really know why. I don't know what's so crazy about a $2 bill. I mean, you don't really see them that often, but they do exist, and I don't know. I don't get it, but that is definitely one I've heard here.
This is to insult a place. You would say it's the armpit of somewhere. So, for example, I might say Norwich is the armpit of England.
Yeah, definitely heard that. Like, New York City is the armpit of America. We've definitely, you know, that is used, depending on where you're at, you're probably going to say it somewhere different, but you know what I mean. I get that one.
Actually, Birmingham is the armpit of England, but anyway. Like, it's the worst part of England. If you think about an armpit under here, it's pretty gross, isn't it? Like, it's the part that you look at the least, you want to think about the least, smells bad. You get the idea, right? So Norwich is the armpit of England. Now, I'm not saying that for real. Yeah, he is saying that, actually. Norwich is a lovely place. Please go and visit there. But it's an example, okay? Norwich is the armpit of
Norwich.
England.
I've heard of Norwich.
You could use it for anything, though, right? You could say the United States is the armpit of the world. It's just an example.
Thanks so much.
It's not my opinion, okay? So you could have lots of creative ways to play with that, right? So the armpit of somewhere. So it could be a city, it could be an area, it could be a country, it could be the world, whatever it might be. The armpit of something. 10.
So my uncle is the armpit of my family. That's very true. My uncle, my mom's brother is, we don't like him very much. He's done some very horrible things that I'm not going to get into here, but I think that's a funny way to use that. But yeah. Anyways, guys. Oh, he's not done yet.
Fantastically creative ways to insult someone. Now, please be careful with these phrases. Don't go around being offensive. Use them with people who would understand and not get offended by you. Okay? Now, please go out and insult. All right, guys. Thank you.
I like these, man. Most of them I had no clue about. Basically, I went through these already, but yeah, man. I think that too many people are too uptight, though, man. And I'm not, man. Like I said, it's completely different it's one thing to insult someone just for fun, and you technically, like, for example, if I said they were dumb as a box of rocks, I'm usually not probably meaning that dumb as a box of rocks. Was that on here? Because that's one I know of. I don't think that was. Oh wait, no, it was dumb as a box. No, it was something about mad as a box of frogs. That's what it was. We have dumb as a box of rocks. But yeah, it's a completely different thing to, like, a friend is like being like, I don't know, they're doing something stupid. They've been acting like an idiot lately. You love them, but come on, man, you're being dumb as a box of rocks. That doesn't change the fact you rib them a little bit, but it's completely different if someone has a disability or there's a serious issue with the person, and you're actually talking bad about that issue, whether it's a disability or it's, I don't know, they, have some major issue. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's a completely different thing. One is, yeah, you get what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of bullies, but that's not really what I consider most of these insults to be. Like, you wouldn't use these in a bully type of way, But yeah, guys, anyways, enough from me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow me on my journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys, peace.